it reminds me of like if we had talked to Chipotle, 10 or 15 years ago, and it would be everything's amazing, or I think of Chick-fil-A, when I was growing up, if we ever saw Chick-fil-A in the wild, it was like the best day ever, as long as it was. But what I wonder about is for how much longer do you think you can realistically continue to put up this kind of growth and see these kinds of trends? Because these concepts can reach saturation fairly quickly. Maybe you think that's still a long road. Maybe it's literally 10 years. But I'm just curious how you're thinking about that.
We see this in such the early innings. We have less than 250 stores today. You brought up Chipotle. They have almost 4,000 restaurants.
Wow.
And so we think that the TAM in just the US alone is in the thousands of restaurants. So we're really, really just getting started. And we've proven that the concept works everywhere. We're in 20 different markets. It's working in all of our different markets. We're seeing really nice returns and profitability and a ton of white space. So while the company started more urban and coastal, you see us now all over the country, urban, suburban, smaller towns. And, what it's telling you is that people want real, fresh, craveable food. When we started this company, we said we want to create a better version of fast food where you can get food that is unprocessed, real and craveable, but still some of the benefits of fast food around the convenience that fast food has and the accessibility. And so that's really what we're trying to do. And then, while Sweetgreen is, we think about price value a lot, while the consumer, we understand maybe a little bit pressured. As the inflation has hit the industry, we've actually been able to take a little bit less price than our competitors. And we're actually seeing, I think, a lot of people trade down, especially with things like plates and steak at dinner. While $15 might be a more expensive lunch, for $15, $16 for dinner, it's an incredible value. And I think customers are seeing that.
It all makes sense. And again, no one wants to cook at home either. So we thank you for giving us an option outside of the house that we don't feel terrible about eating or about giving to people. Can you kind of segment out at all what you think is going on with the consumer? It is a very confusing time.
Yeah, I think what this time is telling you is consumers are going to be more careful about where they spend their money. And I think brands that really, really mean something to them, both emotionally and from a convenience perspective, where they feel like they're getting value, are going to continue to do well. And you got to work for it now. So it's not just, our current menu driving it. It's new menus. It's really focusing on how we broaden the awareness with customers. So we've had to really work to drive traffic and expand the customer base. But I think great brands and concepts still have a lot of room to run. And I think you've seen that divergence in the market just this quarter. What
should we expect on the innovation front? That you guys introduce something that might drive traffic every 3 or 6 months, or I feel like with Chipotle, sometimes it's once every few years. I say, wow, there's something new, finally. How do you think about that?
Yeah, so as it relates to food innovation, when we started Sweetgreen, the idea was not to be a salad company. The idea was to create this incredible supply chain and this brand that stood for real, fresh, craveable food, and then expand that into different form factors. So while we started with salads, we're now went into bowls and plates. Expect us to continue to really innovate on the menu, especially in the next 12 or 18 months. So think about new form factors around the type of foods we'll serve, other types of proteins and innovations, and a ton of opportunity, what we say, outside of the entree, whether that be a signature side or a beverage program that we're working on, as well as something around treats. So we have a very robust testing pipeline right now around menu innovation, and we expect to see a lot of exciting things over the next 18 months.
You're not
outside of menu innovation. We're seeing, we're got a lot of exciting things happening in the world of automation, just to make the job easier for our team members, make it faster for our customers, and make it, a better financial model for our shareholders. So the Infinite Kitchen work we're doing is also very exciting.